Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Team Galactic podcast, creating a better world not just for you, but also your Pokemon. We're your hosts.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Justin. And Andrew, what are we going to be talking about today?
Shiny Pokemon! Yay!
So what about shiny Pokemon?
Basically the good, bad, and the ugly. More focus on the ugly. There's Pokemon that are shiny that you can't tell unless you notice the animation or the sound.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why? Like, some of them I know why, but others, there's also color palette changes that you look at it and go, this makes no sense.
Right.
It's like, how many Pokemon have we knocked out and didn't realize it was a shiny?
Sometimes a little bit too much. There are many different videos of many different people just accidentally knocking out shiny Pokemon just because they weren't paying attention. It's all about paying attention and making sure that whenever you hear that shiny jingle, you make sure that you hit the right button.
Yeah.
But first, we're actually have an update on the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet EX set that is coming to us later next year. It'll be either our February or our March set. It's releasing in January. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and look at that. This released on PokeBeach this morning. Andrew had sent me the article in one of our group chats that we're in today. It shows a couple of pack arts here. It talks about a terrestrial rule box. Pokemon with this terrestrial effect don't take damage from attacks when they're on the bench, which is really, really cool. And they also unveiled one of the Pokemon with this effect is Arcanine EX. Will show, and it said its artwork is also crystallized to show that it's terrestrialized, and just says thanks to a couple people for the translations. So the first card that got unveiled is Smoliv, a 60 HP grass Pokemon. 50 HP, that was error in the text. It's a basic Pokemon for a double colorless, it's tackle for 30 damage. Then the next Pokemon, Growlithe, a fire type, 90 HP. It has for colorless energy. Search your deck for up to 2 basic fire energy, attach them to this Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. And then its second attack for 3 fire energy for 70 damage. Then we go over to Arcanine EX. One of the Pokemon that were unveiled with this set. It has 280 HP, so a little bit more than kind of what we're used to with like big GXs. Kind of like evolution GXs like Decidueye and Teleon and stuff had like 240, 250. So this is a little bit above that range, right?
I'd say it's close to the tag team range, but not quite VMAX V-Star.
Right.
Which I'm saying is a good thing.
This might actually be close to V-Star, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah, now think about it. There's a couple of V-Star, but I'm thinking like the 310 plus tanks with all the modifiers.
That's actually one of the Pokemon that we can update about because Magnezone EX gotten fully unveiled with everything. So we can do that. But looking at Arcanine, it has the Terrestrial rule box, which says this Pokemon can't take any damage from attacks while on the bench. What I'm thinking is that Terrestrial will be different for each Pokemon that terrestrializes on the card. So like this one says this Pokemon can't take any damage from attacks while on the bench. Maybe another one is like this Pokemon while on the bench you discard a card and draw 2 cards, right? So like it could be something like that.
Probably one for each type, I would assume, just like the game has different abilities for each type, or maybe each card itself will have a different effect.
For sure. I'm thinking that it'll be different cards have different effects. And what I'm actually surprised about is that the Pokemon just starts the battle terrestrialized instead of like Mega Evolution and the card game where you have to Mega and stuff like that. So yeah, this is very
like I thought this would be something like a Mega Evolution or Break Evolution, something like that, where you have to do something special to get it into that form.
Right, and this is just you evolve it from its first stage or whatever stage it has to, and boom, you have the terrestrialized Pokemon. It has 2 attacks here. The first attack for a double fire energy, double fire, 30 plus. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So with some modifiers, this can be doing some huge numbers.
Yeah, this and my Zoroark deck could be interesting because the cards I play with it, I could spread damage around.
That's really, really cool. I definitely like just looking at this art. I'm gonna zoom in here for the folks here. This is some really beautiful artwork. I love the outer edge, especially around the top right and the bottom left. Really, really cool. And then also you can see from this card, it has the legality mark of G. So this is a different legality mark altogether to kind of keep on concurrent with the sets.
Yeah, because we're currently like D, E, and F, so it looks like G, H, I want to assume, are the next letters that we're going to have here. They're the rotations and legality marks.
That'll definitely be my idea for it. And then looking at its second attack first, 3 fire, 250 damage, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. So, not too bad. That's just basically Charizard. Charizard does the same thing.
I want to see alternate art or full art of this. Like, I'm just picturing they go all out on the crystal image of it to cover the whole card.
I actually don't think they're going to do that. My reason being is because the old EXs in Ruby and Sapphire didn't do this.
That is true.
They didn't have like a full art. They didn't have a alternate art. You just had one art. Sometimes they would do alternate art, but those are like not often. And then of course it has the Pokemon EX rule box. When this Pokemon is knocked out, your opponent takes 2 prizes. So we're going back to that 2 prize card rule instead of the 3, which is kind of like what B-Stars was bringing us back to.
There was, when Glaceon came out, I was able to take all 6 prizes in one turn, depending on how I did my spread.
Definitely something. And then looking at the next card from it, finally get fully unveiled Magnezone EX. 330 HP. Its first attack for a lightning, 50 times. This attack does 50 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. That's pretty good. Really good.
Yeah, for 1 energy, that could do some numbers against a number of decks.
You have cards like Palkia, which this is made for. Like, this is made to beat. You want to know what this reminds me of? Pikarom. This reminds me straight up of Pikarom. Massive damage, really, really quickly, doing a lot of damage, quick energy acceleration, and just boom.
Yeah, the fact that it only needs 2 lightning energy at most to do all of its attack is pretty high, or pretty low. Really good numbers.
And then for a double lightning energy, for 220 damage, it does 30 to itself. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair trade-off, because if you do it once, you're doing 200 damage. Your HP's at 330, or down to 300 after. But still, to do 200 damage,
220,
2 energy.
From the picture, some of this translation is incorrect.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, if you look at the
picture shows 220.
Yep, I'm blowing up the picture now. It's just
oof.
The thing is, this being a stage 2, this is a really powerful stage 2. Like, these evolution EXs are really, really powerful. And they're going to make waves in the standard and the expanded format.
Which I can't wait to see.
For sure. And then we, of course, the next Pokemon, we have Palmy. For a lightning, you flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's inactive is now paralyzed. Nothing new.
Yeah, it's a good way to like try to stall your opponent so they can't knock you out, but there's ways around it.
The next couple Pokemon, we do finally have official information about Miraidon and Koraidon. We were actually incorrect. They aren't going to be dragon types. They're actually going to be their secondary typings, lightning and fighting, respectively. So, Miraidon EX has the ability Tandem Unit. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 basic lightning Pokemon and put them onto your hand. Then shuffle your deck. That's huge, bro.
That's a good way to get... Let's go with Magnezone. That's a good way to get that set up. You get Magnemite on the desk.
And it doesn't end your turn.
Cool.
And it doesn't end your turn.
No, it doesn't.
That is
so if there's,
insane.
I don't know, Palmy. Maybe there's something else we could grab. Put that on the bench the turn after. Just keep it going.
For sure. And then for a lightning, and a colorless for 220 during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at Koraidon, its ability Dino Cry. Once during your turn, you may attach up to 2 basic fighting energy from your discard to one of your basic fighting Pokemon. No, to your basic fighting Pokemon in any way you like. Not one of them, just any of them. Up to 2. Up to 2, okay. Use this ability, your turn ends. So, pretty good ability. You can choose to grab, like, 1 energy card's common knowledge, right? So you would have to grab at least 1. You can use the ability and be like, okay, I don't have any fighting in the discard, so your turn ends. Unless there's a ruling that states you can't do that. It's just really finicky in how they want to do things.
Yeah, because the translation could also be wrong, because it's happened a few times where they're like, hey, we mistranslated, and it's like, it's fine, you know how the cards are.
And then
I'm thinking this with Buzzwole.
maybe. And then for a fighting, and a Carlos 220 during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. Same thing.
Yeah, so Miraidon's weak to fighting and Koraidon's weak to psychic, so that seems normal for their typing there.
For their respective typings in the TCG card game. Koraidon has 230 and Miraidon has 220 for HP wise. Pretty standard, actually, for like big basics.
Yeah. It's kind of nice.
And then we're looking at Lechonk.
Everyone's favorite piggy.
That's a cute artwork. I like that artwork.
It's
pretty. And this is probably the sword set. Not sword. This Scarlet set, because they're the Scarlet set and the Violet set. Yeah.
Yeah, and the bottom looks like it says SV, 1S or 1.5. I can't quite tell. The picture's a little blurry.
That's 1S.
It's 1S.
Yeah, because on the Professor Toro card, which is right below it, it has 1V.
Ah, I see that. Okay, so it looks like 1V is Violet and 1S is going to be
Scarlet.
Scarlet. That's cool.
So it looks like there's going to be 78 cards in Scarlet and 78 in Violet. Okay. So we just haven't gotten the full information about what's coming out for this set. But these are Professor's research. The Turo and Sada. I'm going to honestly get the Sada cards. I'm gonna get a playset of them. This better come in a full art. I swear. And then it's just discard your hand, draw 7. Just a normal supporter that we all know and love.
Yeah, I'm glad they changed. You know, it was Professor Juniper, Professor Sycamore. They changed it to Professor's Research dash. It's this professor.
Yep.
So in a way, you can quote unquote reprint it and keep it going.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm kind of hoping they do something like that. Boss's Order, which is grab something off your bench. I'm hoping they do something like, I think I mentioned it in another one where it's like I want it to be called like Boss's Assistant. It'd be like Colress or any of the assistants.
Or Zerosic or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I want a Colress like card back, so it's really fun. I feel it's balanced. It's just fun to play.
We do kind of have a Colress card, Colress Experiment, which is also really good.
Yeah.
It's look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put 3 into your hand and 2 into the Lost Zone. That's huge draw, especially if you're not doing the Lost Engine, the Lost Zone engine kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then,
I feel if you are playing that, maybe tech in 1 Cramorant just to, because I feel you're going to be discarding a lot anyway. You might as well.
Lost Zoning, banishing, putting into the graveyard, whatever, the Shadow Realm, whatever you want to do it. Exile, whatever your game is. Next, we have just a reprint of Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball is coming back. Exciting thing. That means we're keeping Ultra Ball for another couple rotations.
Yes.
Really fun.
I feel it's a really good card. It's balanced because you discard 2 to grab 1. It's a fun card to play and it's very helpful.
Oh yeah, it really is. Ultra Ball is a staple in the Pokemon TCG card game. Just because it is a good card for consistency. You're searching up for any Pokemon in your deck and putting it into your hand that can grab key pieces that can really help facilitate your strategy.
It's like we have evolution incense, but that's only for an evolution. So if you're looking for your basic V star,
you would have to use something like Quick Ball, which is okay, but it's not something it's not ideal, right?
It is not ideal. Ultra Ball will be a huge staple in my deck.
Yeah, it's been a huge staple since it got reprinted a few sets ago. And then
I'm glad it's staying.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad that they're just bringing back a lot of the cards. Like, they brought back Lysander, they brought back Professor Sycamore, they brought back Ultra Ball. They're bringing back a lot of cards that we had in the XY era that we really needed to stay in the format. We just kind of need like a good solid N card, not Marnie.
Yeah.
N.
Yeah, because like here's Marnie, and it's like, okay, that's kind of nice, but sometimes I want N because I still have 5 prize cards and my opponent has 1.
Right, and you want to screw them over pretty much.
Yeah, because then they just have 1 card, and you have to pray they don't top deck something like Professor's Research, and they just go, I'll do my small attack because I can't do anything. Your turn. You just swing into them.
Exactly, and you just pretty much it brings a losing situation into like you're sealing the game off, and we need like something like a Burst Seeker back. We really do.
Yeah, Burst Seeker was nice.
That would complete the trifecta with Ultra Ball, Sycamore, and we just need Burst Seeker back, and we would have a really, really strong and fast and powerful format that would allow for many different strategies and decks to overtake in this meta. Like Lugia would be a lot more powerful, Palkia would be a lot more powerful, so with Mew, it would allow for greater consistency with the cards.
Yeah, and I feel it would, like me personally, I would play like 1 or 2 Boss's Order with Versus Seeker, because I could just be like, oh, Versus Seeker, Boss's Order, knockout. Next turn.
Yeah,
and next turn after that, I'm like, hey, I have another Versus Seeker, guess what I'm doing again?
And it allows you to play a much better number of cards. Like, you play 4 Versus Seeker, right? You can afford to play 1 Boss's Orders instead of like 3 or 4.
Clears up space, because I'd rather have 4 Versus Seeker in my deck, so I can grab what I need at any time.
For sure, like whenever I was playing, that's kind of how I would do it. I would play like maybe 1 or 2 of like certain cards, just because I had Versus Seeker and I was really good with resource management stuff. So I was like, okay, I got 4 Versus Seeker. Sometimes I would even go down to 3. And be like, okay, so I have this many, so I can grab this certain card that I need, and have this many, and I know whenever I go through my first deck search, I'm like, okay, what's in the prizes? How much of this do I have? How much of that? What key pieces do I have in this deck? And having Versus Seeker really allowed me to close out games as well as help get me set up, because it's a real difference, guys, getting that Versus Seeker as opposed to it's getting the actual card itself. Because if it's the actual card itself, you pretty much do Ultra Ball to discard it. You have Versus Seeker, and it's already online and ready to be able to be used.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting in your deck, creating space, clumping up your space. Because if you get Marnied, right, it feels awful because you're drawing cards that you don't necessarily want.
That's why I discard a lot of cards in my deck, because it's like, I don't need these right now, and I have ways to get them back, so I'll grab them later.
And then we can move on to Beach Court. The retreat cost of each player's basic Pokemon is 1 colorless less. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not bad. It's just each basic. It's these don't really help like Lost Zone decks, like Lost Box, that'll really help make them free retreat, like Comfy and stuff like that.
Yeah, Maridon EX would be free retreat, but not Coridon, it has 2.
And then moving on, it was they posted a kind of like Japanese starter EX boxes that Japan always does. They do like the starter and then like a card that goes with it. So what I think that's gonna happen is if they're gonna make Lucario EX, the Ampharos EX here, and Mimikyu EX, I think what they're gonna do is make those promos. I don't think that we're getting those in the set.
That's what it looks like on the picture there. Exciting times for these.
Yep, and then we have Sprigatito, which is just 70 HP, 2 attacks, 1 colorless for 10, and then a grass and a colorless for 20. Then you have Riolu for a colorless, does 10, with a fighting colorless does 20. Lucario EX, something that we already kind of did look at, but I don't think we got like the greatest look at it, just because I think it was kind of like a little bit blurred. So
yeah,
it's a 260 HP stage 1. For a fighting and colorless does 60 damage, pretty good damage like we already said. And then for a fighting and colorless for 160. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I think we said that, but don't apply weakness and resistance for bench Pokemon. Okay, so pretty standard. I thought it said apply weakness and resistance for bench Pokemon. I was about to be like, whoa, that's insane.
That would have been insane because it's like Widelands automatically. But honestly, that Lucario, I would pair it with Koraidon EX to get it set up.
Oh yeah, for sure. Or something that we have.
Like, all right, Koraidon EX, Dino Cry. I don't care my turn-ins.
I would honestly pair this with Hisui and Arcanine. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that would be. Ooh, that'd be some numbers.
And then we have Fuecoco for a colorless, does 10. And then for a Fire colorless, it does 50. That's awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
I'm looking at the card. The lighter color red area kind of reminds me of the Heart Gold, Soul Silver colors.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of nice.
It looks really nice. It looks really fun.
By the way, I've only pulled those cards on TCGO because I was trying to get some of those packs for the opening that we did a long time ago, but it's like crazy expensive prices, or it was in Spanish and Italian. I'm like, I kind of don't want the other languages just because if I want to keep the card, it's not the same to me.
For me, it is. I would rather take the different language and have fun with it.
Who knows? Maybe I'll do it next time. If I do another card opening. I don't know.
Hopefully, whenever you do another card opening, I'm there and we can actually have some more fun.
Just do it like a Mr. Beast video. I have 10,000 card packs and we're going to find a Charizard. Let's go.
Pretty much. Okay, and then moving on to one of my favorite lines, we're actually going to talk about the Ampharos line.
Yay!
Mareep, Flaffy, and Ampharos EX all got unveiled in this news update. So Mareep, it does its first attack is for a lightning, does 10 damage. Its second attack is lightning colorless for 40. Then it evolves into Flaffy. What were you gonna say?
I would say that I'm looking at like Fuecoco and Mareep. It's like, why is it 2 of its type? Well, Fuecoco's 2 fire and a colorless, but this one's a lightning and 2 colors, and it's such low numbers. Obviously, it's to get set up for its evolution, but I feel people aren't gonna go for that.
No, I would rather just not worry about it. Just maybe.
I feel it'd be better if Fuecoco did burn and Mareep did paralyze, maybe then. But yeah, it's still a lot of energy for nothing.
Speaking of paralyzed, we move on to Flaffy. For lightning, 20 damage, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active is now paralyzed.
See, look at that. 1 lightning and it does paralyze.
If you flip heads, if it was a guaranteed paralyzed, it'll be a little bit better.
Yeah. I hate coin flips.
And then its second attack for a lightning colorless for 60. But we can talk about the Ampharos EX, because this is kind of an exciting card. I actually was really excited when I was reading this card. 330 HP, which is a really good HP number. Weak to fighting, which is okay. Urshifu's gonna rotate out eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I think it rotates out soon, right?
It might.
Is it in this recent sets that it's rotating out?
I know it. Both Urshifu's got a gold version of the card. I don't know if that counts as a reprint.
What's the regulation mark on it?
Let me see. I don't have my Urshifu deck. I was playing Urshifu when it came out, but then they're like Dragapult, and I'm like, ew, because I got destroyed. Dragapult was like knockout every turn. So I stopped playing that because I was like, no, thank you.
Urshifu VMAX.
Yeah, Rapid Strike. I see E.
E. Okay, never mind. It's gonna stay for a while. Never mind.
So, sorry, my head's trying to wake up and it's going, hey, deck ideas, and I'm like, stop it.
So for a lightning it does 60, which, okay, it's meh. Not something I would really go for or want to do. But it's
maybe an expanded with a couple cards, but
no, I wouldn't even do that. For the second attack is what makes it worth it, right? So for a lightning colorless, 140 plus, you may discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. If you do, this attack does 100 more damage. That's insane.
It is.
That's great.
I would honestly, trying to think of the energy.
That makes me excited for Ampharos, because Ampharos has had such.
I would put double turbo energy on that.
Ampharos has had such lackluster cards.
Yeah, and this is amazing
for it. The last okay Ampharos card was Mega Ampharos. And
yeah, I remember that one.
That was okay when it got paired with certain like Tapu Koko GX. Back when that was standard legal, and the Mega Ampharos was standard legal at the same time, just because it was the Ancient Origins kind of block. But it wasn't the best, but it was good.
Yeah.
This gives me kind of like a little bit better vibes. Makes me really happy. 240 doing the exact same thing as Pikarom. Hello? Makes me really excited for it.
And it's like, put that double turbo energy on it. Yeah, it's doing 20 less, but honestly, put things on this to get that 20 damage back.
And there's a Flaffy that's still standard legal, that whenever this comes out, it accelerates energy. Dino Motor, I think it is.
I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember what it is, but that, if it's still out and this is played with it, that's going to be a really good combo.
Yeah, for sure. And then you do Miraidon, so it should.
Yeah, Miraidon.
It should still be good. Ooh. Then we move on to Quaxley. It's for a colorless 10 damage, and then for a water and colorless it does 20. Yeah, And then we move on to the full unveil of Mimikyu EX. 190 HP. For a Psychic 30, you may switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon, which we already knew what it did, because we could kind of read the entire thing about what it did. And then for a Psychic colorless 30 times. This attack does 30 damage for each energy attached to both actives. This is just Energy Drive on Tapu Lele, but instead of 20 times, it's 30 times.
Yeah. This could be played in a number of decks.
This is
I know I could play it in mine because I play Psychic Energy, but I don't know if I would.
This is a really good card. Because for unlike Tapu Lele, this swings for weakness. This is great in Expanded. This is great in Standard. An all-around great card. Just because we have cards that can accelerate this to its best extent.
Its weakness is Metal. I don't think anyone's playing Metal, like seriously playing it.
In Standard, no. In Standard, not right now. In Expanded, yes.
Oh, obviously in expanded. There's a lot of cards that are being played in expanded.
Actually, I take that back. So in standard, there's an Aggron V and VMAX deck running around with Arceus.
Oh yeah.
Arceus Aggron. It does numbers. I'm not gonna lie. But it's not like the top level of what we're worrying about with this card.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a tech card. Like, this isn't something that you go running around playing like a 4-of in every deck. This is like you play one of it and you use it for certain matchups, or if you need like specific damage and you just need to like hit that excess numbers to hit something.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a good card.
And then the next couple cards that we're looking at is Nimona. It's just your hows, your hops, your Tiernos. You draw 3.
I feel they should change this to... I don't know. I'm trying to think of the word. Like how they have Professor's Research and Boss's Order. I feel these kind of cards should be like that as well, where you can use any of them because it does the same thing. Just draw 3.
Yeah. I agree. And then a Cyclizar EX promo got revealed. It says it's one of the several cards you can get at a promo booster pack when purchasing in the starter deck. So
it looks like that old school promos too.
Mm-hmm. This gives me like hella old EX / level X cards. This gives me hella of that vibes, and this really this takes me back, man. Like it's really exciting to look at it, and I'm just in shock because it's like I'm trying to find the right word. It's God, I can't think of it right now. It's not it's kind of like nostalgic, but it's not. But it's like so surreal. There we go. Seeing cards like this and just the border, the font, the way cards look, and also just things coming back into this game, it makes me really excited. And I'm just like, and it makes me look back and reflect. I'm just like, oh man, that's what I love about this game. That's like a couple of things like that just really bring me back to this.
Yeah.
And you may not have that same feeling about this game with these types of cards that I do. Just
no, I probably would if they're like, we reprinted GX.
Mm-hmm.
I played a little of the EX era. That's because it was XY on, but most of the time I was buying singles or trading for the cards. I didn't actually pull EXs
this was
that often.
When this type of order and stuff was standard legal back with level X's as well as the original like GXs right around there. I was pulling these cards out of packs and trying to open cards out of these packs. So this is like very, very like brings me back to me when I was collecting, which is something very, very exciting for me. It's a beautiful thing. But looking at Cyclizar, 210 HP, it's a colorless Pokemon, weak to fighting, one retreat cost, which is pretty standard because it's a fast Pokemon. 1 retreat cost. For a colorless, it does 30. You search your deck for a basic energy and attach to this Pokemon. Pretty standard, doesn't do much. And then for a triple colorless for 180, this Pokemon can attack during your next turn. That's fine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not
it's okay.
Yeah, this is literally just a promo card that you just want a money card, pretty much. You just want to buy it for a collection. You don't want to actually play with this card.
So if it says search your deck for a basic and attach it to any Pokemon, I feel that would definitely make it more playable.
Oh, yeah, attach it to any Pokemon, yeah.
Because it's just 180 and then you can't attack. It's like, come on, the others do 220. They're basically the same.
Some of these cards look really beautiful. I'm like looking at Magnezone EX and it's just really exciting.
It is. I can't wait for them to show more.
Oh yeah, we later today we'll probably figure out more. It is currently December the 7th at 8:31 a.m. my time.
Yeah, and they posted this at 1:03 a.m. wherever they are.
So this is exciting. So within the since this cards have started to be actually fully revealed, like they're starting to get like the set, and the set's coming out in January 20th. We're going to, over the next coming weeks, be able to update you guys on what this set is entailing and how excited we are of this set that's coming out and what we can think about the implications it's going to have on the card game itself, because we're going to see more terrestrial Pokemon. We're going to see more EXs. I don't want to say that we're done with V-Stars or VMAXs, but it's looking like it, Andrew. What do you think?
Yeah, like, I think we're gonna be done with V-Star VMAX. Honestly, the terrestrial, I thought that's what we were gonna go to, and it's like, nope, EX, and it's like, okay, cool. I don't know why their decision was to bring EX back, but it's nice.
It is. And then we can finally move on to our main topic of the day, shiny Pokemon.
Yay!
So, there's like a couple right off the bat that kind of I want to talk about first. Pidgey. That thing right here, you cannot tell this difference. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna zoom in. Look. Corporate needs to tell you, needs you to find a difference between these two options. They're the same.
Yeah, I mean, if you're staring at it for a while, you can obviously see it. It's like, oh, okay, I see the feet and the beak. But if you're playing the game and you're just like, I need to level up, you're spamming that A button to knock them out, and going next. You're probably knocking out a shiny Pidgey and not even realizing it.
Right. And then the next Pokemon that I want to talk about, Shedinja.
Shedinja, ooh.
Yeah. Number 292, Bug Ghost.
Yeah.
So, for all of our viewers who are watching, look at the screen and tell me if you can see a difference. Because I certainly can't. It's like they didn't even try with this, especially with the 3D model.
Yeah. I kind of wish whenever they started, because the story I read is the original shinies, they had math they did for it, so it took the color, applied this math to it, and rotated the color down the wheel, and that's what it got. I kind of wish they went away from that and was like, we're going to design it ourselves, but they kept going.
So, actually what they did was they took the hue of the Pokemon and subtracted a number from it and got that result. So that's why certain Pokemon look the way they do. That's
if
why,
you hate your shiny, blame math.
Pretty much. It's why Charizard is black instead of gold like the other two. It's why Camerupt is black, which it looks really cool. I'm looking at Camerupt now. It's a little bit further down the list. That looks like a cool Pokemon. It goes from this nice pastel orange into a straight beautiful black. And then other notable mentions, we have Grumpig and Spoink. Spoink is really cool.
Oh yeah, I love Spoink and Grumpig. That shiny is like, it's like I like the original, but you look at the shiny, it's like that's better.
And then we also have a notable mention, Medicham, the blue. Looks really cool.
I got Medicham on Pokemon Go because I got a shiny Meditite and I evolved it. I wasn't expecting it to be blue. And if you look at Meditite and Medicham, the colors just swap.
Yeah, it's a really nice color palette.
It's wonderful.
A Flygon's pretty cool. switches from these like
trying to think. I think
green and reddish pink.
Yeah, yeah. I think I still have a Vibrava on Pokemon Go because I don't have the candies to evolve it.
Mm-hmm.
Those are nice.
Going down the list here. Milotic's a little weak. I would have loved for them to do something different with Milotic. Maybe give it I think Milotic would have looked better with green, honestly.
I like the colors on there. I do think it should have like a little bit more, maybe a different body color. It's like it's weird that they kept the antennas the pinkish red color.
Right.
Didn't change those. Cast form.
Oh yeah, cast form, you can just barely tell. It goes from like superhero cast form to what is this? Do you know there's no like sand cast form? That's something they really missed out on.
So we got snow, rain, and sun. It's like, guys, there are places around the world where sand is their weather. They have to stay indoors for a couple of hours because that's their weather.
In the actual generation this Pokemon came out in, had desert. With actual
why didn't they
sand.
make a sand one?
It could have been It could have been a quartet. It could have completed.
Yeah. You hear us, Pokemon? We want a sand form, cast form for those that have to deal with sand as their weather.
And then shout out to Kecleon. That thing is awful.
What number is that one?
Right after cast form.
Oh.
Literally right next to cast form.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is awful.
Is he trying on a new shirt? Is that what it is? That's all it did is like I'm even looking at the yellows. Like the green looks a little different.
Yeah.
Can't really tell.
It's like a faded out
like,
yellow.
I'm not
green.
a red shirt today. I'm wearing blue. It's like
yeah.
Okay.
And then we can go down the list further here. We can talk about already cool Pokemon. The Metagross line is pretty cool.
It is. That's like I love the original. And my friend was like, "Have you seen the shiny?" I'm like, "No, why?" And he showed me this, and I'm like, "It goes from being a blue tank, which looks like iron, to silver, which looks like it's made out of like steel or platinum."
Yeah, really, really cool. Shoutouts to Regice. Dude, this thing is awful.
Which one's the shiny? Like Regirock, you can tell it's a darker color.
Yep.
Registeel, it went from silver to green, which I want to say the green. It probably
like
should
mint.
be called Regicopper because
like
that's what copper is.
Thing, yeah. But no,
Regice.
Regice.
I feel like I need new glasses. I can't tell.
I can't either. It's really, really hard. And its sprite is a lot better, but it's just just because it's the model. And then we can move down the list and we can talk about Groudon.
Groudon.
Just
yeah.
Groudon should have been black.
Yeah, because like
not,
Kyogre going to purple's nice. Rayquaza's beautiful.
But Groudon, I don't like the gold.
Does anyone actually like that? It doesn't look gold to me. It looks like a lime green, like baby food green.
Well, then you can say the
Jolteon.
same about like
it's
Deoxys.
The same color as Jolteon.
I would have to disagree with you there. It's the same color. It reminds me of Luxray, actually.
Luxray?
Yeah, Luxray's yellow. It reminds me of that. Luxray's a little
I don't
bit
know. I just don't like that color.
I don't either. And then
Yay, math.
we can look at Deoxys. Deoxys actually looks pretty nice, going from that red to like a yellow. Deoxys looks fine in that Groudon color, I'm not gonna lie. But it's just Jirachi looks pretty cool. Going from that teal to like red. Looks pretty cool.
Indeed, I like that color.
And then we can move on to shout outs to Bidoof and B-Barrel. Don't look any different.
How many people have knocked that Pokemon out too? Because it's like one of the first few Pokemon you run into in some of the games. It's like spam the A button because that's my attack. Cool, knockout, XP, woo.
Yeah, they just don't look good. Like, I get the whole Bieber thing, but it's not. And then we can scroll back up a tiny bit and we can see the Piplup line. They had such a cool thing going with the color, the nice blue color, and they ruined it.
Yeah.
I think they ruined all of the Sinnoh starters, to be honest with you.
Turtwig looks cool. Yeah, Grottle, I don't know what happened there.
Torterra,
Infernape, I kind of like Infernape. Monferno, it's kind of eh.
Torterra just did not look good.
It looks like a sick tree, which is concerning.
And then, out of the Starly line, the Staraptor looks cool. Just because of the blue pirouette on its on its head, it looks really cool. Scrolling down further, Roserade. I really like Roserade's shiny. One of my favorites from Gen 4. It just looks really, really cool. The color difference, a little bit faded out, but the flowers just look so good.
Yeah, that was smart on them to make both of them different colors.
And we move on right next after Roserade to Cranidos and Rampardos. That shiny looks really, really good red. That's a nice, beautiful, like a gem red. And then Bastiodon and Shieldon look really, really nice as well. And then
oh boy,
we move on to one of the starters of this video, Burmy. Burmy and Wormadam. Frankly, I can't give a damn because these are just awful. I can't tell the difference other than like looking at it now, I already know, but like looking at it straight up, I wouldn't be able to tell you what's the difference.
Like if you were to quickly flash the image up for like 2 seconds, be like, "Is this shiny?" Most people would probably say no. I will say, Motham, pretty nice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I like that blue and yellow.
Yeah, going from the orange and yellow to a blue and yellow, that looks really nice. Honey, Combee and Vespiquen go to a more honeycomb color. Really nice.
It's really nice.
Shellos and Gastrodon, they could have done better.
Yeah, they like made them slightly brighter, but it's one of those Pokemon. It's like if you knocked it out and you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't have known.
Probably not. Moving down the line, we could talk about Stunky and Skuntank. Those are some really nice pink magenta colors.
I like when they make the shinies obvious like that.
Like that looks like poison, like straight up. That just looks like filth, poison, like it's toxic.
Yeah.
And then the Pokemon before it, Chingling. I can't tell the difference really.
No, the shiny one has orange, but that's really about it.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't see that one either.
And then we can move down a little bit for Bonsly. Bonsly looks pretty cool. I like the magenta. The magenta just looks really nice on a lot of Pokemon.
It does.
We can move on to the Gible line. So, the Gible line, you can tell the difference with Gible, Gabite, and then you get the Garchomp. How unfortunate.
Yeah, I love the colors on Gible. I love the colors on Gabite. I kind of wish they kept the colors from Gible. But looking at Garchomp, it's like, what happened to him?
I wish they kept the colors from Gabite, actually, because it's a like brighter blue and it stands out and it pops more.
Yeah, I'm just looking at like
look a lot better.
For me, whenever I notice shinies, it's because they have a huge color difference. Like my first shiny in Violet was a Marie because it was pink. It was running around. I noticed that because I'm like, wait, this one is not the usual color. So shinies being a different color makes it easier for me to spot them.
Mm-hmm. And then we look at Munchlax next. There's like hardly any difference.
No.
Its mouth
a different
changes.
blue,
but the footprint changes. That's about it.
Yeah.
We can skip ahead to Drapion. What the fuck is Drapion?
It's like the first form. Okay, I can tell that's shiny. Second form, it's like, what's the difference here?
It's like the Fitness Gram Pacer tests, the multi-stage aerobic class.
Find the difference. You failed the test. Yeah, because I don't see any.
Exactly.
By the way, neither of us are colorblind. We really can't tell.
I mean, you may be colorblind, but I'm not.
I'm not, because, like, I don't see too much difference in there.
There really isn't.
Like, if they made the blue on it a different color, that'd probably help, but not too much.
And then quickly moving down the line here, I just want to go over like other cool Pokemon. Like their shinies are cool.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling through the list here real quick. Zoroark, I want to give an honorable mention to. Zoroark's purple is really beautiful, especially when it's Hisuian form.
Oh yeah, both of them are. They did really good with the shiny, and like I have the Hisuian Zora plush, and they were like, "We have the shiny coming out," and I'm like, "I don't need it. Don't need another one."
And then we scroll down to Chandelure. Chandelure has the red fire instead of the purple, and its eyes are pink, and its body is a little bit different color. It looks really, really cool. Bisharp, it goes from a red to blue. But what were you gonna say?
Chandelure's really nice, both forms. Bisharp is too.
Bisharp and then Braviary. Braviary looks really, really cool.
Oh man,
that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Before.
That's beautiful. Hydreigon just looked ugly. They need to change it.
Yeah.
They need to make Landorus's darker color. Genesect's really cool just because it goes from like a purple to a red.
Indeed. The red matches the theory. What happened to Genesect, where it came from?
Yeah, it came from a Kabutops that was modified by Team Plasma. Scrolling down the line, we go to Mega Pokemon. We have Mega Gengar. That's really cool. You see, we're gonna talk about Gengar in a little bit. I just want to get through like really cool shinies. It goes from this purple to this like pinkish white.
Yeah, which is like what color most people describe as Ghost as, is like a see-through or white color.
Best one of the best Mega Shinies I've ever seen. And then speaking of the black on Groudon, they did that for Primal Groudon. And they also did it for Primal Kyogre too.
Okay.
And Mega Rayquaza, of course, but Mega Rayquaza already had it. Greninja goes from a cool blue to a black ninja. Really, really cool.
Yeah.
Flabebe and Floette and Florges, you can't really tell the difference. Ugly. Tyrantrum, I've always really liked Tyrantrum just because it goes from like this brown dinosaur and T-Rex to a blue.
Yeah,
really beautiful color.
That's a nice palette change.
Mm. I'm just scrolling through the list here real quick. I really like Cosmoem's shiny. Cosmog and Cosmoem. They like go with the galaxy theme really well. And then they fucked it up with Solgaleo and Lunala.
Yeah, that's why I like Cosmog. It looks like a little galaxy. And then what is this? Like it's
Cosmoem,
called
yeah.
Sun and Moon. Why did they make them both look like a sun?
No, why'd they make them both look like Death?
Yeah,
Knocking
I'm
on
just
Death's
looking at
door.
Solgaleo is the fire. It's the sun, but the moon looks like a red moon.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, honestly, I would have made Lunala like a silver color and probably made Solgaleo a nice orange.
And then we can move on to another cool one, Pheromosa.
Mm-hmm.
Goes from this white to like this black dress kind of thing. Looks really,
She
really
put
cool.
on her suit of death.
Yeah, she just stomps on you. It's just like,
So nice.
Yeah, we're gonna skip over Buzzwole.
But he looks like Piccolo.
He's ugly. I don't care how much he looks like Piccolo. He ugly, bro.
It is. I don't like the color. I'll still play a shiny Buzzwole in my decks and expanded, but it's like Piccolo.
It is. And then moving on to Generation 8, we already know about the Galarian birds, Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. Hisuian Typhlosion, there's not any difference really in those three.
Yeah.
Give me one quick second. I just want to make sure. Okay, I gotta switch up the music real quick. Give me 1 second.
You've gone over some of the ones I wanted to talk about, but
not all of them. We're gonna go back.
There's a couple in here, and a lot of them are. I caught them in Pokemon Go and had no idea until I typed in. You can type in shiny, and I saw it in the list. I'm like, oh, okay.
And then I actually kind of really like Hisuian Sneasels. It looks like it's gold mining.
Uh-huh. It's so nice.
And then we look at Galarian, Zigzagoon, and Linoon. Go from this black to like this red magenta kind of thing. Looks really cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
Well, I haven't even seen Hisuian Samurats shiny. Kind of jarring to go from this black to this white. Kind of jarring.
Let me pull up a picture here. Ooh. Did it die?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
Did it get old, maybe? I know in the anime, there's old Pokemon, and that's kind of what happens to them. Like, maybe did this one get old?
Probably, bro.
I don't know, that's just, I'd keep the regular.
And then we're scrolling down, we see Zorua and, Zoroark. The Hisuian forms.
Nice purple.
It is. And then we move over to Hisuian Braviary. Goes from that, like, pastel white to this nice black color. Would have liked to see some of the regular Braviary colors on it, honestly.
Yeah. It's still nice.
Yeah, it is. I would just like to see Braviary's colors on it. Just me personally. We go down to Hisuian Decidueye. It's shiny, it's regular Decidueye colors.
Yeah. Which is kind of nice.
We're moving through Galar. Obstagoon. Go from that black to this magenta. Looks really, really good. Frosmoth, you can't tell really any difference with it. It looks ugly. I would expect such a good Pokemon to look better.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Okay. And since we don't have any Generation 9 Shinies right now, that's pretty much all that I kind of want to talk about. What Pokemon do you want to start off with that we haven't gotten?
The first two that made me mad. Nothing like trying to catch your favorites from Gen 1 and realizing not worth it. Gengar. Like, shiny Ghastly. Noticeable. Looks nice. Haunter. It's got a blue mouth. It's a slightly different color. But Gengar? Just basically the same to me.
Yeah, they killed its color.
They did. The second one, Articuno. The regular one. Like, another one that's like, if I wasn't paying attention, I would have not known. Next one I have is the Dragonite line. How it goes from this nice purple to a green. Which I understand Dragonite's supposed to be like a dragon, but why did it have to go from this lovely purple to this green?
Yeah.
It's... I don't like it. I'm not a fan of that one at all.
For sure. It just looks really ugly.
Next one is one of the few from Pokemon Go that I caught that I'm like, I didn't notice. Pichu. Like, I'm staring at it and I'm like, looks a little darker.
Yeah,
but...
it's so what Pokemon did in Gen 4 was they did shiny Pichu, but they did Pikachu color Pichu as an event.
Yeah, I remember reading about that and like, oh man, something I missed out on.
And then since we're passing by it, Togetic. It's right by Pichu. It's not good.
No, it's not. Like, Togepi, you can tell. Togekiss is kind of nice.
Togetic is just awful.
Yeah. One I'm surprised you didn't talk about is Sunkern.
Yeah, that's awful.
Like, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh no, I knocked out a shiny.
It just doesn't look good.
Yeah, like, it's just bad. It's bad. Next one is also from Pokemon Go when I caught it, Elekid.
Yeah, I was looking at it today. I couldn't tell the difference between regular Elekid.
Like, I only knew it was shiny because I typed in shiny and it popped up and I was like, oh, okay. This one's shiny. Add it to my collection. Because I tagged some of the Pokemon I have. Next one, Blissey.
Yeah. I was just looking at it.
It's like, wait.
It was like, why?
Like, you could have, like, flipped the colors or something. I mean, I can understand keeping the egg white. But, I don't know. It's just a little weird.
For sure, for sure.
Looking at my list, you talked about Shedinja, Regice. Burmy, all I put in my notes was ... like,
yeah,
why?
Burmy is awful.
Why?
But looking at a couple Pokemon that I want to look at is Lugia. Lugia is really, really good for shiny.
That is a good one.
That's a beautiful shiny. And then Blaziken. I love that red and that yellow, how dark it gets. Looks really good, and it really complements the color really well, as well as like Combustion.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Basculin.
Yeah.
Honestly, they could have just swapped the color palettes, which I feel would have confused them just as much. But we can see the name when we're fighting Pokemon.
Yeah.
You talked about Landorus. Togedemaru.
Okay.
Like, I looked at that and I'm like, really?
Ew. It's like, here's the regular, here's the shiny. What's the difference?
Yeah. So right above that's Galactic. Galactic's colors remind me of Togekiss.
Galactic, whenever I first saw it, you want to know what I thought of? America! Fuck yeah!
Such an interesting Pokemon. Honestly, looking at the colors, the regular looks like it should be the shiny.
Yeah,
just because the shinies always have those weird hues on it. That's my list, because you covered up a lot of them. I'm still laughing at Burmy. It's just like, my note was ...
And we can look at the clown that is Bruxish.
Oh god, oh no, I'm scared to look at this.
It reminds me of the Carnival clown.
Ew.
Doesn't it not? Does it not remind you of the Carnival clown?
That's a rodeo clown. What are you? If anyone likes that Pokemon, I'm sorry. It's just our opinion on this.
Who likes that Pokemon?
If you like this Pokemon, leave a comment that says I like Bruxish, and everyone else like that comment. I might even leave that there just so people can see.
Then we scroll down. Then we scroll down a little bit. We look at Blacephalon. Blacephalon is like OP, really good.
Yeah, that shiny is amazing.
I love that.
I love the colors. Like, don't get me wrong, I love its original colors, but seeing this one, it's like, yes. Wait a minute. Isn't that Bruxish normal colors? Oh god, I think it is.
Mouse over it. Mouse over it, and you see its normal colors, and then you take your mouse off of it. You'll see like this red, like ketchup kind of looking thing. Yeah, that's it, shiny.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're seeing it now. But whenever you're like editing this video later for your channel, you're gonna see what I'm looking at, and you're gonna be like, oh god.
Ew, gross. What's in the trash pile? We got Bruxish. We got Ugly.
Oh, we didn't look at Ugly.
Oh no, we didn't.
Glameow looks okay. Ugly does not.
It's like looking at Glameow the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, maybe it's gonna use its tail like Tigger from Disney.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh. Nope, it's just become a fat cat that looks pissed off.
Yeah.
Also, if you like Ugly, again, our opinion. Sorry.
And then Ugly is a run killer. In Diamond and Pearl and Platinum and speedruns, it is a run killer. And even Nuzlocke, just because this thing, its base stats aren't actually that bad. And how early it is, it's really hard to deal with.
Is it like a tank in a way?
It deals a lot of damage really fast, and it does a lot of good things. Let me scroll back up to Ugly real quick. 112 speed, 59 special defense, 64 special attack, 64 defense, 82 attack, 71 HP. So relatively decent. It's just really hard to deal with. Early game.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
Thing was fucking obnoxious.
Nothing like going through a speed run and counting down the dread of, oh boy, here's the slow part.
Rotom looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah, Rotom is like this nice color. It goes from the orange to the red. I honestly want to see a blue Rotom shiny. Like instead of the red, it's a blue.
That would look pretty cool. Oh, and we didn't talk about Palkia.
Oh no. Someone washed their reds with whites.
The transition from 3D was not nice to Palkia whatsoever. It looked better in its sprite form, but the transition to 3D was not good to Palkia.
Yeah.
Nor was it really good to Heatran.
Ooh, no. Like, I don't mind Heatran's colors, it's just it looks weird.
Then we look at Cresselia. Cresselia looked good.
Mm-hmm. Nice palette change. Easy to see that's a shiny.
Mm-hmm. Then we talked about ugly Darkrai. It goes from this cool black and red to this washed out shit.
Yeah, whenever they had the Palkia GX box that came with the quote-unquote shiny card, I didn't think it was shiny. I was looking at it, I'm like, this makes no sense.
You mean the Darkrai GX box?
Yeah, what did I say?
Palkia.
Yeah, I need more sleep. It's okay. I'm never gonna sleep.
Wonderful. Like Professor Oak would say in the Pokemon Snap.
Wonderful.
Like the original Pokemon Snap. Wonderful. And we could talk about another bad Pokemon. Petilil. I'll give you a minute.
Which one is that one?
I'll give you a minute.
What number is that one? I need to find it.
548. I'll give you a minute.
Sorry, I'm distracted by the Whimsicott above it. That looks nice. I can see Lilligant. The flower changes. The leaves are kind of like a teal.
Yeah.
But what? What?
Mm-hmm.
What? Ah! I don't get that one.
And then scroll down a little bit further and you'll see Dwebble.
Dwebble? Oh no. Because I like Dwebble. It's adorable. Oh no. Why do they do that? Like, Dwebble is slightly darker and then it goes to a green.
Yeah.
Scraggy, no different. Scrafty puts on green skin.
Yeah. Scraggy has, like, no difference.
I feel Scraggy and Scrafty should have been fully green. Just so it made more sense. Because obviously it's a lizard shedding its skin.
Right.
It should have been green to match.
Oh god, Gothorita.
Which one?
Gothorita. Right after Zoroark.
Oh no. I see a difference in the eyes, but it looks washed out.
Yeah, the whole Gothita, Gothorita, and Gothitelle don't look good. Nor does Solosis, Dewosian, and Reuniclus.
Such a weird Pokemon.
It's talking, the Pokemon is based on Cell Division.
Yeah. Solosis is the butt. Whenever you catch it in Pokemon Go, it looks like a giant butt. It's hilarious.
Then you move on to Swanna.
I actually like that one.
I don't.
They could have done better, because, like, Ducklet's pink.
Yeah. That ugly duckling turned into a beautiful swan.
Yeah, which is kind of nice. They should have kept that with the different color change.
They should have kept that with Quaxley, but nah. Quaxley turned into an even uglier duckling.
Like, come on, your starter's gotta be cool, but...
Nah, it wasn't. I'm not a fan of Quaxley at all. And then Behem! Like, no difference in Behem.
Behem. What's the number?
Oh, go to 603 first. 602 and 603.
Dynamo and Electric?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll probably knock that thing out.
And then right after it, Behem.
Oh, that thing. Ew.
Yeah.
Cool, you changed the eyes.
You ain't telling that thing is shiny. I know you ain't telling that thing is shiny.
No. I mean, if I remember that the original's green and see the purple, I might be like, okay, but other than that, no. Knocked out XP. Let's move forward.
Pretty much. Alrighty. Just going down the list here to see, like, what Pokemon I would like.
Ooh, I'm looking at Reshiram and Zekrom.
Yeah.
See, I feel for those, they should have swapped the colors.
Oh yeah, they gave Zekrom the white and the Reshiram the black. Oh yeah, that would have been.
Yeah, because to get Zekrom, you had to play Pokemon White, and to get Reshiram, you had to play Pokemon Black, which I was frustrated about because I got Black to get the Black Pokemon. It's like, hey, no, you're getting the Fire type, and I'm like, thanks. I wanted the Electric type. I was hyped for the Electric type watching the trailer.
You should have looked at the box art.
I know, I was dumb. I was just getting back into Pokemon at that time. I didn't know better.
Look at the box art. It will always tell you what Pokemon's in it.
Well, I know that now.
Except the first generation. Whenever, not the first generation, different.
Yeah, first generation was like, you're getting Fire Red? Cool. You're getting this Pokemon.
You know, I'm talking about red, blue, and green. And yellow.
Yeah. What else we got?
They should have swapped the colors for Tornadus.
Honestly, yeah. That would have made more sense. Because if you look at Thundurus, it's got purple on its shiny.
Mm-hmm.
It would have made more sense to keep the theme of, hey, the shiny ones are going to have purple in it.
No, I'm talking about the darker color. Should be shiny for them.
Hmm.
It looks better for Tornadus to have the darker green as the shiny.
Hmm. What do we got here?
I liked Chespin and Quilladin's shiny.
Yeah,
They're really
those are nice. Then you get the Chestnut. I mean, it's still obvious it's a shiny.
Yeah, just not good.
They should have kept the red as its primary color.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I see how they matched it, where it's like the green is on its arms, the red's on its arms, but
Yeah.
should have been the other way around.
They kind of failed with Talonflame shiny.
Yeah, ooh. It's my first time seeing Meowstic shiny. I kind of like that.
It's okay. Alucha is like a Alicia Libre. I like that.
Yeah. Those are nice colors on there.
And then I think that's kind of it for shiny Pokemon, like looking at them, going over them, talking about them.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of shinies I have not seen, because by the time I get a game done and go to Shiny Hunt, the next game's out.
Oh, word?
I like to explore, I'm sorry.
No, I do too, but I've already have a complete living dex in Scarlet and Violet already.
I have almost a complete dex in Pokemon Home. It's using the old name I used to use on my YouTube and everything, and I'm like, do I get rid of that? Because I'm trying to like leave that behind and restart the dex.
No, don't do that.
I'm still mad that a Mewtwo that I transferred from Game Boy Advance to DS would not transfer because it said it was like invalid. I'm like, but I've had him forever. It's the last trade I got from a friend of mine that I grew up with.
Yeah, they probably hacked it. I'm gonna be real with you. They probably hacked it.
Whatever. It got flagged. I will say, did flag. I had Z's or AZ's Floette, I think it was. Obviously hacked. He was like, you can't transfer over. I'm like, okay, I figured I tried because I love the color palette on it.
That's definitely hacked, bro.
I know. I hacked it into the game.
The way you used to be able to get that back in the exploit of the QR code era days of exploits, when that wasn't patched before they did. That was
that's
whenever
how I got a number of them.
That's when Nintendo actually started doing software patches to fix hardware issues, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was so fun. It was so funny. I remember when that happened.
It was so fun because you had all these QR codes. I was also able to catch I can't remember what it was called in black and white, but it's like the movie set.
Yeah.
Pieces. I was able to catch them, and some of them actually turned into Pokemon just because of coding, and other times it was just the question mark in the circle. It was hilarious.
I hear you. But I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. What about you, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm good. Just so many shinies that are not noticeable,
For
gross,
sure.
or not worth it.
Looking at you, Garchomp.
Definitely Garchomp.
Definitely Gengar. Well, thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Team Galactic podcast, creating not just a better world for you, but also your Pokemon. Join us here next week as we talk about the Pokemon manga. What's it about? What's the story behind it? Is it like the anime? What have we heard? All of that and more next Wednesday. See you guys there. This has been, again, the Team Galactic podcast. I've been Justin.
I've been Andrew.
Have a wonderful day.
Goodbye.